Hey, I'm James Head. I've been a member of Lockeroom since April of last year.
I'm Amin, I'm the boxing coach here at Lockeroom.
It was a tough time for my family, so both of my siblings had some difficult periods. Unfortunately, I lost my sister to cancer in the year before the fight, September of 2022, and my younger brother was also going through some mental battles at that point in time. He's fighting, persevering and coming through the other end, which is great, and I'm really proud of him for that fight because that's bigger than what I did, and my poor sister absolutely fought her heart out right until the end, so that was a huge shock to my family. She was only a year older than me, so it makes you realise things around health and also just the volatility of life, and so things that you take for granted at one moment may not necessarily be there in the future, so you've really just got to make every moment count. And so for me it was very clear that the dedication to both of those two who were, I fought a lot with them when we were younger, but to dedicate my commitment to them, and hopefully they were there for part of that journey as well. I found with the boxing training it was a huge amount of fitness that I was able to develop, and so I really enjoyed the technical element of it. But as I started to understand sparring and the science of boxing, you could realise the more I did on the mitts and the fitness I got, there was also the elements of actually relating to defence, timing, footwork, and so understanding over time and learning from Amin and really working through my technique, I really wanted to develop the capability of being a boxer. The first couple of weeks was probably more technical and understanding that process, and then over time we got into deeper waters regarding intense cardio. There were certain weeks it was an absolute roller coaster. I think it's a great comparison towards everything in life that what we do, because there were weeks where I was absolutely broken, beaten, and confidence was at all-time lows. I had to be completely committed to Amin's plan. He was the expert in this space. And I also had to trust the guys at Lockeroom regarding nutrition, fitness, and otherwise, because I had to drop 12 kilos within 12 weeks to make the weight limit as well. So it was a team effort around a lot of different things that needed to come together.
I think going back to overcoming things, more specifically, one time where we got him sparring a pro who loaded up with a big rib shot, and we overcame a really big rib injury from James, which I was very, very proud of him. That was one of the, I'd say that was maybe the biggest one during the camp. Yeah.
First time I tasted canvas in my life, and
it was a big shot.
I got
But in that same session though, that he got dropped, and one of the most important things is get down, back up. He got up and he did 2 more rounds that same day.
But in some ways it's better to have witnessed that.
Yeah.
I think immediately, and before realising there was sort of a more sustained injury, the first thing he said was actually it's a good thing to get dropped. It's good to actually understand what it feels like and to actually get back up, because there was a good liver shot. You just lose control. You physically just drop. You can't stay standing no matter how strong you are. So in a way it was actually good to go through that and understand it 2 weeks out, as opposed to copping one for the first time in a fight when everything's on the line. And so that was a good way to understand that. And I'll tell you one thing, I've never kept my elbows closer to my chest.
We didn't know who the opponent was, so we had to prepare him for everything.
Thinking about that shot, which absolutely changed me because I've never felt immediate pain like that before. Amin's comment that week was, you don't walk through a storm and not get wet.